Okay, good morning, my dear students. Please be online, please quickly, so that we can start our topic. Be online. Okay, so morning. Harjit, Nishan, Gaur, Shizel, morning to others also, bete. So, chapter theory of supply is going on. Yesterday, I taught you about law of demand, causes of law of demand, and exception to the law of supply. Okay, law of supply, causes of law of supply, and exceptional points are there in the law of supply. So today we will start movement along supply curve. Movement along supply curve. As you learn, as you have already learned the theory of demand, like movement along the demand curve. So here movement along supply curve, movement along supply curve. Okay, so movement along the supply curve, along supply curve, what it means, there is a movement on the same supply curve. It may be upward side or downward side, either upward or down side. So two situations are there for the movement of supply curve. One is also this movement is also known as expansion in supply or upward movement in the supply curve. Upward movement in the supply curve. So in case of movement along supply curve, when quantity supplied of a commodity changes with the change in its prices, means price of the commodity is going to change. If changes with the change in price and other things remain constant, ceteris means other things remain constant. Okay, then this is nothing but movement along the supply curve. So two cases are there in the movement of supply. One is so either expansion or contraction, either upward movement or downward side. Only two situations are there, and these two are because of change in its on price. On price of, for example, and you are talking about the pen, and you are a supplier or producer entrepreneur of the pen. Let this renowned pen. So expansion in the supply or upward movement in supply curve, it is because of change in its price. So when so do you think price will fall or increase, rise or fall in case of expansion in the supply curve? So do you think because of rise in price or fall in price of the same commodity? What do you think, Vijay? That you are producing this marker pen, and price is going to now case is expansion in the supply of your product in the market. So it is because of filling the blanks. Complete the filling the blanks with it. Fill it. Okay, rise in price. Utkarsh, very good. Yes, yes, you are right. Good. Okay, good job. AA, SB, very nice. So with the rise in the price, let us understand with the help of table. Here price and here supply. When price is 10 rupee, let 50 units. Now rupee 20. Okay, and you are ready to supply 100 units. 100 units of X commodity. Supply of X. Let here pen. Okay, let here X is pen, bete, pen commodity. Okay. So this is about table. Now with the help of diagram, on the O x-axis quantity, on the O x-axis quantity, on the O y-axis price. Okay, price of the commodity. Now upward like this, slope of the supply curve. Let this is initial price rupee 5 and quantity supplied 50 units at A point. Now in price, okay, let it 10, we have taken 10, so I am writing 10, rupee 10, now rupee 20, rupee 20. So automatically the supply of pen will be 100 when price is rupee 20. So the movement from A to B with the rise in price, we can say 10 to 20 rupee. Quantity supplied also increases from 50 units to 100 units. 50 to 100 units. So this is nothing but expansion in the supply or upward. See, there is an upward movement. Okay, upward movement in the supply curve. Okay, so there is a movement along the same supply, along supply curve. Okay, does not mean that the movement has changed the place, or okay, means there is no any shift. There is no any shift when you talk about point movement from A to B. So there is a change along same supply curve. Okay, so supply curve remains same. Okay, so movement along the same supply curve. In the theory of demand, I taught you movement along the same demand curve. Okay, so this is about the expansion in supply or upward movement in the supply curve. Okay, clear? What could be the next or second point? Please let me know what could be the second point. Expansion in supply is over. Second point. Yes. Please let me know the second point. First is expansion in the supply, like expansion in the demand curve. Contraction, good. Very nice. Contraction. Okay, contraction in supply, or this is also called downward movement. Downward movement. Downward movement in the supply curve. So contraction or downward movement, it is because of fall in the price of given commodity. If the price of, for example, this pen will fall, automatically you will you will decrease the supply, or there will be the contraction in the supply, or downward fall in the supply curve. Here I am taking the price of X, supply of X. Now rupee, let 80. Here we were increasing the supply. Okay, 60 units. Now price is rupee 40. So supply is 50 units. Okay. So with the fall in the price, okay, there is a contraction in supply or downward movement in the supply curve. Or now you are offering less units. for the sale. OX OY price on the OY axis and the quantity on the OX axis. So as you know the shape of supply curve, upward sloping SS. Okay. So see, first initial price rupee 80 and supply 100 units of 100 units. So I am writing 100 here means quantity offered for sale and here price rupee 80 and let A point. Okay, initial. Now there is a fall in the price and now price is 80, 40 rupee. Okay, 40 rupee means fall in price. Now quantity, see the quantity how much? 50 units. 50 units. So there is a decrease in quantity of, and let me give B point, B for this point. Okay. So see the movement from A to B. Movement from A to B. So this is a downward movement. Why there is a downward movement from A to B? Because of fall in the price from 80 to 40, 80 to 40, 80 to 40. So fall in price is fall in the quantity supplied. So quantity supplied will contract, means from 100 to 50 units. So there is a contraction in the supply because of fall in the price. Okay, clear with it about downward slope of the supply curve. Okay, or contraction in the supply curve. Okay, clear? Very easy because this one is related to somewhere correlated with the theory of demand. Got it? Okay, good. Okay, with it. Now second part. So movement along supply curve is over. One I taught you contraction in the supply. Second which I taught you, okay, expansion and contraction in the supply or upward movement and downward movement in the supply curve. Okay, so when prices fall, contraction in the supply. When prices rises, okay, there is expansion in the supply. So there is a positive and direct. Keep in mind direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. So it will help you to, okay, help you here in this movement along supply curve. So you will be able to understand it. Okay, on the base, on that particular base means there is a positive relation or direct relationship between supply and prices of the commodity and price. Okay, supply. Second point, second part. Increase and decrease in the supply curve, like increase and decrease in the theory of demand. Here shift now, second shift in supply curve, shift in the supply curve. So shift either increase or decrease, either increase or decrease, known as shift in supply curve, shift in supply curve, or this is also called change in supply or change in supply. See, change in supply. Okay, I am using change in supply, not quantity supplied. Quantity supplied due to change in its prices of the given commodity. Okay, now change in supply or shift in the supply curve. So there I taught you, other things remain constant. in the previous topic, means movement along the supply curve due to change in the price of the commodity, given commodity, and other things remain constant. So now in this, what happened in this case? Shift in the supply curves, other things changes, and price of the given commodity remain constant. Vice versa. Keep the prices of commodity constant, and there no doubt there is a change in the change in supply. So change in supply due to other factors or ceteris paribus. Okay. So first is increase in supply. One is increase in supply. Increase in supply. Okay. So in case of increase in supply, supply curve shift to the, or we can say right hand side, and prices of the commodity remain constant. This shift is due to other things. One is increase in supply, another decrease in supply. We will study both in the same diagram. Decrease in supply. Decrease in supply with it. Increase in the supply curve or decrease in the supply curve. So let us understand with the help of diagram O, X, Y, price, and here quantity. Okay, this is the initial supply curve. This is your initial supply curve. OP price, OQ quantity at A point. Okay, this is your A point. Clear, Betty? Now increase in supply. Okay, it may be because of change in technology, or upgradation in the technology. When you will introduce latest technology in your production process, or in your company or in your firm, automatically the supply will increase. Or there may be change in the goal of the firms, that you want to increase the supply. Okay, sale maximization is your target. So in that case, you will also increase the supply. Okay, there is a fall in the price of factor productions. Now factor productions are cheap, or raw material is also cheap in the market, so supply will increase. Okay, or there is a decrease in GST. Okay, favorable taxation policies in the favor of producer only. So as a producer, now government has made some changes in the taxation policies, and that new taxation policy is in your favor. So you may increase the supply. Okay, so like this, many more. Okay, like this, we have the causes for increase in supply, and whereas the prices remain constant, no change in the price of the given commodity. Okay, so supply curve, right, shift in the supply to its right hand side. S1 I am writing. Okay, new supply curve. That this is a broken line. So A, and this is a B point, and Q1. So see the movement from this S to S1. So definitely you find increase in the supply from OQ to OQ1. Yes or no? There is a shift or not? Yes. Shift is there from OQ to OQ1, from P1 PA to PB. So means increase in the supply, whereas prices remain constant, no change in the price. See, price line is constant. Okay, understood? So no change in the prices remain constant. Okay, in case of increase in supply. So this is called increase increase in supply, increase in supply. Okay, second, decrease in supply curve. Okay, so increase in supply due to other things, whereas prices remain constant. Second, decrease in the supply. In this case, there will be left hand side shift, left hand side shift. Okay, so let this is S2, S2, S2. Okay, and here this is your Q2, Q2. So we will find the movement from OQ to OQ2 and A, okay, PA to P, let this is C point. So C, backward shift or decrease in the supply, backward shift or left hand side shift. Keep in mind about the change in the quantity supply. Check the effect on the quantity supplied weighting. Okay, so movement from earlier it was OQ, now OQ2. So automatically there is a decrease in the quantity supplied. Okay, so we can say decrease in the supply curve, decrease in the supply curve. Now you are supplying less in unit of your commodity and prices remain constant. Price, no change in the price. Let the price of this pen is rupee 25. So 25 rupee only. But there is a decrease in the supply. It may be because of that government has increased the tax, unfavorable taxation policy, or factor productions are costly, or your motto is to profit maximization. Okay, let the profit of your firm is profit maximization, so you will sell less. Okay, and so these are the reason for the decrease in the supply curve, decrease in the supply curve. Okay, okay, so shift in the supply curve or change in the supply, two situations are there, either increase in the supply curve or decrease in the supply curve, either right hand side shift in the supply curve or left hand side shift in the supply curve. Okay, so first I taught you this increase in the supply curve. So increase this phase, decrease this one. See, decrease in the supply. So this way we can explain about the increase and decrease. Keep in mind, on price of the commodity, on price of the commodity, of the given commodity or given goods remain constant. On price of the commodity OP, so OP remain constant, no change, whereas there is a change in the quantity supplied. Okay, and are you clear? Are you clear about shift in the supply curve? Are you clear about the topic shift in the supply curve? Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So now we will discuss about the questions. Okay. Related to the same topic, this means movement in the supply and shift in the supply curve. Movement in the supply curve and shift in the supply curve. Okay. So question number 1. Movement along supply curve and shift in supply curve. What is the difference between movement movement along supply curve and shift in supply curve? Shift in supply curve. Now question number 1, that what is the difference between movement along supply curve and shift in supply curve? Okay. So first point, meaning. First is meaning baby. Okay. So what is the definition of movement along supply curve and shift in the supply? So movement along the supply curve. So quantity supplied changes due to change in on price of the commodity, and shift in the supply curve. Okay. So change in the supply due to other factors. Here on price of the commodity, and here due to other things. Due to other things. Okay. Second point, effect on the supply curve. Effect on supply curve. So effect on supply curve. In case of movement along supply curve, so supply curve, see, either upward or downward movement, means movement will be there, but that movement will be along the supply curve. So either we can say upward or downward movement in case of here along the supply curve. And when you talk about shift in the supply curve, so right hand or left hand. Okay, right hand side or left hand side. Okay, here upward or downward. Either upward or downward, here either right hand side or left hand side in shift of supply curve. Now third reason. What would be the reason for the movement along supply curve and shift in the supply curve? On price of the commodity, on price, and here other things. So it occurs, means movement along the supply curve occur due to increase or decrease in the price of the given commodity. Increase or decrease in the price of given commodity or on price of the commodity. Shift in the supply curve occur due to change in the other things, whereas price of the given commodity, okay, it may be X or Y, any kind of, okay, any commodity, but the price of that commodity remain constant in the market. Okay, so this is about question number 1. What is the difference between movement along supply curve and shift in the supply curve? Question number 1, movement along supply curve and shift in the supply curve. Okay, now question number 2. Question number 2. So you can give the answers of these questions. Okay, means answering of these questions will be easy if you are in the means if you would have understood the questions. Okay, that shift or movement in the supply curve in a better way. If you have understood, you can definitely the answer. Question number 2, change in the quantity supplied. Change in quantity supplied, change in the quantity supplied, and or we can say versus change in the quantity supplied, again change in supply, change in supply, change in supply. So what is the difference between change in the quantity supplied and change in supply? Change in supply is also known as or extension, change, increase and decrease, increase. This is also called increase or decrease in supply. Got it? Either increase or decrease in the supply. And quantity, change in the quantity supplied, change in the quantity supplied, or extension or contraction, extension or contraction in the supply curve. Got it? So first you have to write down about the meaning in such a questions. Okay, we have to write down the headings once. Okay, so these headings will help you to understand or differentiate. So first means what is the definition of here change in the quantity supplied, change in the quantity supplied. So we can say meaning is when quantity supplied changes what, when quantity supplied changes due to change in the price of on commodity, when quantity supplied changes due to change in the on price of the commodity. Here change in the supply, so change in the supply occur due to change in other things, whereas on price of the commodity remain constant. Okay, second point again, effect on the supply curve. So in case of change in quantity supplied, or either upward movement or downward movement, okay, means either extension or contraction in the supply curve. And in case of change in the supply, so either increase in the supply or decrease, either right hand side shift in the supply curve or left hand side shift in the supply curve. So here in case of change in the supply, there is a change or there is a shift in the supply curve. You will find new supply curve. Okay. Third point, reason. So change in quantity supply occur due to change in the price of the given commodity, or in change in the on price of the commodity, OWN, on price of the commodity. And change in the supply change occur due to change in the other things. other things rather than the price of the commodity, or price of the commodity remain constant. Okay. Okay. Clear about question number 2? Okay. Now question number 3. So these are the straightforward questions. Now question number 3. Difference between expansion in supply, expansion in supply. Okay, one is expansion in supply, another is increase in supply. Increase in supply. Got it? So one point from movement, another point from the shift. Okay, expansion. So again, same point. First, meaning. First point, what is the meaning? Okay, so this is what I taught you right now. In the expansion, it is due to increase in the price. Price of the commodity increases. So there is an increase in the supply. Along with the same movement curve. If we talk about the effect on supply curve, effect on the supply curve. So supply curve means upward shift in the supply curve. Upward shift in the supply curve. Third point, that is related to the reasons. Okay. Third point, reasons. Reason again, price increase in the price. Increase in the price. So here, increase in the supply. Increase in the supply refer to rise in the supply. Rise in the supply. Rise in the supply. Okay. Due to other things. Rise in the supply due to other things with it. Due to other things. Whereas the on price of the commodity remain constant. So again, meaning and effect on the supply curve. So supply curve shift to the right hand side. Got it? And on price of the commodity remain constant. Okay. So this way we can explain about this expansion in the supply and increase in supply. And the fourth question is, okay, like that. Now here, expansion. So in the question number 4, expansion is there. Now we have to take the contraction. Okay, contraction in the supply curve. And fourth question here, decrease in the supply. Decrease in supply. So what is the difference between contraction in the supply and decrease in the supply? Got it? Okay. So contraction in the supply, when the quantity supplied decreases due to fall in the price of the commodity. And what about shift effect on the supply curve? Effect on the supply curve. Supply curve decreases downward. Okay, falls downward side. And reason means fall in the price. So there, okay, decrease in the supply. Decrease in supply refer to fall in the supply of the commodity caused due to other factors. Whereas on price of the commodity remain constant, and effect on the supply curve shift. There is a shift in the supply curve to the left hand side, or backward shift in the supply curve. Okay. So like this, you have to explain about these questions, Bete. And all the 4 questions, they are related to the topic which I taught you today only. Okay, means shift in the supply curve, movement in the supply curve. Okay, so this is the topic for the day, and four questions are related. These are the important questions. Okay, clear? Any query from any of the topic, any of the question? Okay, so feel free, bete. Okay, any query? No question. So topic is over for the day, bete. Okay, thank you, bete. Okay, then bye. Revise these questions, bete. Okay.